Oh boy, grab a cup of tea and a notepad because this is gonna be a big one. Hey guys, if I were to ask you what the best diet for weight loss, fat loss, muscle building was, a lot of you would probably shout paleo or vegan, duh, or keto makes you lose the most body fat, or eat whatever you want as long as it hits your macros. It's all calories in versus calories out. Or because you all watch my channel, a lot of you would probably say intermittent fasting is the best because it also has a bunch of other health benefits. Well, you're all wrong. And in this video, I'm going to explain what the best diet is to help you achieve your goals and why the diet that you're following so religiously right now might not be the best option for you. But before I get to the best diet for fat loss, muscle building, etc., I have another book recommendation for you, and I partnered with Audible again to get it to you for free. You guys know I listen to a ton of audiobooks. I don't really have time to read, but I do drive a lot, so listening to audiobooks about health and fitness allows me to learn a ton about health and fitness, which helps me be more fit and healthy, and in turn helps me be a better educator for you guys. And I do have an insanely huge collection of audiobooks, so if listening to sciencey books about health and fitness isn't exactly your cup of tea, you can find what you like on there too. So my book recommendation for what finally really drove me to dive into this video and helped me figure out exactly where I wanted to take it is Wired to Eat by Robb. I learned so incredibly much from listening to it, and it's kind of about the paleo diet and gut health, but if I say anything more, I'm gonna spoil the rest of the video, so that's all I'm gonna say for now. But if you are at all interested in anything that I say in this video, or even literally if the title of this video interests you, I highly recommend listening to it. If you do want to listen to it for free, just go to audible.com/Marissa, that's M-A-R-I-S-A, or text Marissa to 500 and you can sign up and get your free trial and 1 free audiobook credit. One of the things that this book really brought to my attention is how people love to put themselves in boxes, in health and fitness and in life. Boxes make sense to us. You're either in it or you're not, and there's a clear set of rules to be in the box. The box life is the simple life. It takes the decision making out of your hands. You have the vegan box, where the only rule is to not eat animal products, and the only rule in the keto box is to keep yourself in ketosis by eating low carb, moderate protein, and high fat. And the only rule in the IIFYM box is to hit your macros. Everything else is fair game. The thing about these boxes is that someone else wrote these rules based on their thoughts and opinions, and only some cases based on science. These boxes are very generic, and you either have to cram yourself in or force yourself to mold to the shape. It's kind of like one-size-fits-all clothing stores. Their clothes might fit the average person well, but for most people, they're gonna be too big or too small or too short, etc. Just like clothes, the diet that's gonna work best for you is the one that you tailor to your own body. You have to build your own diet box, so to speak. And when you're figuring out whether or not you should eat a certain food or a certain meal, the question shouldn't be, is this paleo, or is this vegan, or is this whatever? It should be, is this food a good choice for me and my body? To explain why this is so imperative, I'm gonna paraphrase one of the most mind-blowing parts of Wired to Eat. In a recent study, hundreds of people were fed a wide variety of food, and their individual glucose responses were tracked over time. And what they found was that there was a massive variation in the kinds of foods that people reacted favorably or negatively to in terms of their glucose response. This is groundbreaking because it indicates that some foods create a healthy response in some people and an unhealthy response in others, which indicates that a calorie is not just a calorie. It shows that we can find foods that work with our physiology and eliminate foods that work against it. The diet boxes, while mostly well-intentioned, lack the precision of personalized nutrition. Personalizing your nutrition means you will be able to test specific foods to find out whether or not they are beneficial or harmful for your weight loss / health / fitness journey. There may be foods you've deemed bad, like rice and potatoes that you've been avoiding, that your body actually tolerates really well and you would benefit from incorporating to increase diversity in your diet. Or there may be foods that you have deemed good that actually aren't very good for your body. Cutting out or limiting certain foods that your body responds unfavorably to will allow you to keep your blood sugar and appetite in check and make it a lot easier for you to achieve your goals, whether they be fat loss, muscle gain, or just generally being healthier and preventing disease. So let's break this down a little. It's gonna be a lot easier to lose fat and build muscle and just generally change your body if your body is functioning optimally. If your body has to spend its energy healing or recovering or repairing itself from some damage, it's gonna be a lot less likely to want to lose fat or build muscle. But if everything is optimized, your body will be much less resistant to change. Repeated blood sugar spikes can cause all sorts of non-optimal things to happen in the body. It can lead to inflammation of blood vessels and organs. Food that causes blood sugar spikes often makes you feel hungrier faster, and if a certain food that appears to be healthy seems to make your glucose spike, that could be an indication that you are intolerant to the food and or you just have a very hard time breaking down and digesting that food, which causes a lot of extra stress on the body. And if you're intolerant to that food, that means your body is now spending its energy trying to fight off these little particles of the food that it thinks are foreign invaders, and it's not spending energy trying to accomplish what you're trying to get it to accomplish. None of this is optimal for achieving your goals, and if you're interested in like a more in-depth scientific explanation of how this relates to the gut and stuff, definitely go listen to Wired to Eat, because Robb explains it in many expanded chapters and it makes a lot more sense when he says it. So let me go back to the best diet for weight loss. It's the one that's designed around your body and your individual responses to foods, not the diet that works for your best friend, not the diet that works for your favorite celebrity or vlogger or Instagram star. Okay, hopefully I've made my point that you have to build your own box, and I haven't offended anyone by essentially saying that, you know, strict veganism or strict paleo or whatever you're doing might not be for you. Now you're probably wondering, Marissa, how on earth do I go about finding my perfect diet? How do I build my own box? Where are the hammers and nails? Well, friends, just like everything else in health and fitness, your number one tool for building your box is patience. This might take a while. And if your first reaction to that is screw this or you better give us a shortcut, I highly recommend you go check out my video on the most important thing to remember when trying to achieve your aesthetic goals. I'll just hit myself in the face, but I'll link it up there and down there. I'm posting this video now because I have literally just embarked on my own journey to find my own perfect diet, and I'm gonna take you with me so that we can figure this all out together. For now, I will lay out my step-by-step process that I built for myself to figure out my perfect diet, but this will be subject to change as I go through this process. Phase 1 is going to focus around optimizing my gut health so that my body is primed to be sensitive to the different foods. So I've actually already started this with a 3-week gut reset diet where the goal is essentially to just kill off any bad bacteria overgrowth that I might have in my gut and replenish all of the good bacteria. I have indeed been vlogging this and will explain it more in depth in that video and how to go about it, so make sure you're subscribed, have notifications turned on, etc. if you're interested in that. From there, I'm gonna go into a 3-day fast, and fasting gives the good bacteria a break from their digestive duties and allows them to kind of clean up and repopulate. It also increases the diversity in your good bacteria and allows your gut to be more resistant to bad bacteria. I'm also gonna be vlogging this to share my experience and tips, so don't worry, you won't miss the struggle that is Marissa doing a 3-day fast. Then I'm gonna go into keto for approximately 5 weeks, maybe longer if I feel like it's going really well. And I'm putting this in here because A, I really wanted to do keto, and after I go past the gut repairing phase, I won't be able to do it for a very long time, and B, because it actually does have some good gut benefits. It forces you to essentially eat more fiber, which is really good for the good bacteria, and it also forces you to cut out or severely restrict a lot of things that feed the bad bacteria and are bad for your gut. So that was phase 1, the gut optimization phase, and then phase 2 is going to be the elimination diet phase. In this phase, I'm gonna be figuring out exactly which foods I should and should not be eating, and I'm considering maybe ordering one of those intolerance tests, but I haven't come across one that has any extremely good reviews, and none of them are 100% accurate, so I don't really know if I wanna waste the money on it, but I might do it just as a little push in the right direction. But regardless of whether or not I do that, I'm going to start with the protocol that Robb lays out in Wired to Eat, which is essentially a paleo diet, and then doing a 7-day carb test using a glucose monitor. And I may extend this a lot past 7 days just to test a bunch of different foods, but we'll see. From there, what I do next is going to be slightly dictated by my results from the paleo diet and 7-day carb test, but I think I'm probably going to do some sort of modified Whole30. And then to address some more obscure food groups, I might do a low FODMAP diet and see how that goes, and from there I'll probably just try to eliminate things that I haven't done yet, like sulfur and thiols. Phase 3 is going to be finding the perfect macro ratio. Now that I have theoretically figured out all the foods I can and can't eat, I'm going to figure out what ratio of macros I should be eating for optimal body function. I get so many questions from people about what their macro ratio should be, and most of them are along the lines of, is a low carb diet good for you? Will low carb make me lose fat faster? Can I do low carb? And I'm just like, well, Some people function really well on low carb. Some people function really well on low fat. It really depends on what your body thrives on. If you try low carb and you feel extremely sluggish and tired and your workouts suck, that's probably not going to be beneficial because you'll be moving a lot less, you won't be burning as many calories, and your whole health is going to suffer because you just don't have energy. On the flip side, you might be someone who functions really well on high fat, and so doing low carb might actually give you a lot of energy and you'll feel a lot less sluggish, and then it will be really beneficial for weight loss. So in this phase, I'm going to eat for a few weeks at the standard macro ratio percentage whatever and log how I feel. I'll keep a list of different things, and then from there I'm either going to go to low carb, high fat, or low fat, high carb, and log how I feel there for a week, and then do the complete opposite, log how I feel, and then whichever one I feel best at, I will go in the middle between that and the average, and then I'll slowly work my way to finding out what macro ratio works best for moi. Again, I will be making videos about that, so if you have any specific questions about how to go about finding your perfect macro ratio, that will be in those videos. So if you're following along, you might have realized that I just laid out about 7 or 8 months of very carefully planned, pretty restrictive diet. You might think I'm absolutely crazy. Why on earth would I subject myself to this? I'm already fit and healthy. What is the point? Well, I have said that my whole purpose with my health and fitness journey is to make sure that when I'm 70 or 80, I'm still kicking ass in the gym and lifting weights and benching the heck out of everything and being just super fit and healthy. And the best way to ensure that, I think, is to optimize your diet. But also a big part of what is really pushing me and motivating me to do this and stick with it is that I've said before, I have some weird skin issues that no doctors have been able to figure out. And the last month I had one of the worst flare-ups ever. It felt like my entire body had grayscale. About 80% of my skin was either red or dry or bumpy or painful, and most of it was itchy. And a few days into it, by the end of the day, I was feeling like I had actually been like beaten up and abused, and my body actually was covered in bruises and scratches because I had been scratching myself all over so hard. And I just had a doctor's appointment the other day, and he was one of the least helpful doctors I have ever spoken to. He offered one extremely unhelpful suggestion and then just referred me off to some people. The best he could do was refill a medication that I do know makes it go away if I use it consistently for a few days, but I have been warned by the people at CVS that if you use it a lot, it thins your skin very quickly. So in order to fix my skin problem, I have to give my skin other problems. And I'm honestly just fed up and done with it, and no doctors have even tried to look into the root of the issue. They just give me some other chemically thing to put on my body. So I'm taking matters into my own hands to optimize my diet, and hopefully either because my diet will be more optimal, I'll be more healthy and I'll be able to fight off whatever this is that's affecting my skin, or I will actually eliminate whatever food might be triggering it. So what I'm hoping to get out of this is a diet that is best for me and my body, and one that prevents my skin from hating me. And yes, this will have to be changed every few years because your gut microbiome changes, which affects what foods you tolerate. So this was a very long video, but it's kicking off a new series, so I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you're willing to come along on this journey with me so that we can all learn how to find our own perfect diets for our bodies to optimize our weight loss, muscle gaining, fitness goals. I've been wanting to make this video for months, but I couldn't really put all my thoughts into words until I listened to Wired to Eat. So if you do want to listen to that, please do go to audible.com/Marissa, get your free trial, or text Marissa to 500 500 and you get a free trial plus 1 free audiobook credit. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It really does support me and my channel. Share it with all of your friends, put it on Facebook, throw it on Twitter, etc. Subscribe for more videos and hit that notification button so that you don't miss any of the future videos in this series, and I will see you very soon with my gut reset diet. Bye!